Hello everyone, my name is Amanda LeClaire. I'm going to go over how to use Desmos. Desmos is a graphing calculator that allows students to see how points in equations are graphed. Sometimes it can be hard to visualize how an equation can then be translated onto a graph, so this is a great platform to use for visual learners to help understand these complex ideas. When you open Desmos, this is the home screen. To the right, we have the graph, and you can change the graph settings, like the size of each square. You can also zoom in or zoom out. And to the left, this is the column where you enter in your points and equations. Now down here, we have the keypad, which is very helpful when typing in your equations, especially with exponents in pi, which can be tricky when entering on a computer. In row 1, I'll enter in the point 2, 3, and it'll pop up on the graph over here. In row 2, I'll put in the equation 2x plus 1, which will also pop up on the graph. Now maybe a teacher could ask their students to make this line intersect with the point 2, 3, and students can play around with it and see how this affects the graph. And they'll find that the line 2x minus 1 intersects with 2, 3. This is a really great tool for students to see how changing an equation can affect what the graph can look like and what each part of the equation does. For example, I can put in x to the third minus 3x plus 2. Now this is a pretty complex equation, but you can play around with it to see what each part of the equation does to the graph. So let's see if I can get this equation to intersect with our point 2, 3. Now this point seems to be the intersection on the y-axis. That's pretty close. And this one, So after playing around with it for a little bit, x to the third minus 4x plus 3 intersects with the point 2, 3. So all in all, Desmos is a pretty easy tool to use and is much easier to use and see rather than having to use a handheld graphing calculator. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.